Hello YouTube. Today is a video tutorial for how to set up a 10-gallon fish tank planted aquarium for your best oddball or crustaceans. Okay, so I would first start with something like carpeting, mini leaf, or dwarf hairgrass. I would get them from aquaticarts.com, not sponsored. Then from Marcus Fish Tanks, not sponsored. Do not think I'm sponsored. I would get a hawthorn, and then I don't know what this is, but they sent it with me. Convinced it's an Amazon sword, but doesn't look like it. Then also from Aquatic Cards, not sponsored, two Java ferns, and then if you stop at any fish store locally, get yourself some rocks, airstone, another rock. Then probably get yourself something like that magnetic cleaner. Then if you want a cleanup crew that you don't really see, that aren't truly there but are there, get yourself some ghost shrimp. I don't know if you can see him, but he's right there. They're crystal clear, barely see them, always in plants or on decorations and stuff cleaning. Then the main leaf will literally root anywhere you put them. See, this one's on tank decorations. It's on the decorations. And then I've got some sort of moss there. I don't know exactly what it is. Also came from Marcus Fish Tanks with the hawthorn and unidentified plant. Then I would always get stuff from Aquarium or Tetra. Right there, that is an Aquarium 100-watt preset heater. Always go 50 watts heavier than the tank you're filling up. Then I personally use hang on the back filters. Much more accessible, easy to maintain, rather than the ones that are in the water. Then I personally like the backdrop. You can get them off Amazon, cut them down to the size you want. I like it because it takes the focus off your wall. If you have a colorful wall like I do, blue, navy blue, that would stand out in a fish tank, but I got this backdrop to sort of match the green. Always get yourself an airstone though. Always oxidize your tank. Helps your fish thrive. And then I like to just scatter the mini leaf so they cover as much ground as possible. I don't know if you could see all that, but that is all mini leaf. Cling to my Java fern. That's when I started to put it in separate buckets so that they grow in little carpets like that right there. Just did that one and that one back there. If you do it like that, then you can place them strategically instead of having them float around and end up like this or like that back there. You always want to get yourself some sort of tweezer tools off Amazon. Stainless steel, 11 bucks. This is a sand smooth. It's two sizes, smaller and bigger, to sort of smooth out where you want to put it or create slopes. Then I personally love these ceramic rock. They almost look like rock. Then you just put soil in there, like the biosubstrate I showed earlier. You just put that in there. Then it's nice and ready to go. You just shove a plant in, probably carefully and with a root tab so that it stays in here. You just can move it around. I like my hawthorn, put it in the corner, but for example I can move it to the center of the airstone or all the way over here, all the way back there under the filter, into the triceratops head. Anywhere you want to put it, put it. These are movable. Don't pick up the plant though, pick up the physical stone so that you don't pull the plant out, because it is kind of a nuisance. Then get yourself some scissors. Come in a pack for $11.99 with the flattener and 2 types of tweezers. Use these to trim your carpeting so it doesn't grow out of control. Then you got yourself your 45-degree tweezers. Use these to plant plants. I use them to move around or plant my Java ferns. Then I also use the sand smoother to shove the mini leaf in, and then I got my straight tweezers. I use these to pick out a mini leaf from out of my hawthorn and out of my heater and filter. But always, if you ever have an aquarium filter, always get ammonia reducer sponges. It's way better for your tank, especially if it's new. Then for my specific filter, it's an aqua clear filter until my backup's an aquarium. But my aqua clear filter uses these carbon active 3-packs off Amazon. Then you got your sponge 3-pack, Amazon. Then you got yourself some Biomax pumice rock. You keep them in bags. Stay in these little clusters. It's stacked. The pumice stone, the charcoal, then the sponge. That's my filter tube. And if you have like a disregarded toothbrush or anything, I don't have it with me right now. That's on my other tank. In a deep clean of my tank, I use it to take out this little part. I'm gonna make that more powerful right now. And then to clean the filter tube so it doesn't get all algae growing. Then if you really have an algae problem, I may have it with me right now. You can get UV lights, stick them in your filter, kills all the algae growth. If it's like in the water algae, you just like, turn that back down. You want to keep it a nice in between. You never want either too powerful or too soft of a filter. Like a filter waterfall, you see that? Never want it too soft or too hard, you want it just in the middle. Because if it's too hard, you see that glass down there? Yeah, that's from it being too hard a while ago. Pushes the sand, moves around floater plants. That's not very, you kind of want your floater plants to move. Also, I would recommend getting an adjustable airstone sort of pump. You always want to get an adjustable one, because unlike mine is not adjustable, it's set. See how powerful that is? That would not work if I had duckweed, which I'm going to. And now for food, other stuff like that. I would always start, if you are a crustacean lover, I would get shrimp wafers, just to ensure that your shrimp eat, because you don't want them to die on you. Then, if you have glowfish or any sort of tetra glowfish food from, I think it was Pecco, just grab some of that for you. Then, for bottom feeders like Coriodoras or Coolie loaches or clown loaches, get these bottom feeder pellets. They're also at Pecco. They're made by Imaginarium. Make sure they're freshwater fish friendly. Don't want to get the saltwater ones. Then if you got an algae eater like a pleco or some sort of catfish like this Octilius catfish, get some algae wafers in case you run out of algae to eat on the glass or on plants or biofilm. If you run out of any of that, you grab yourself some algae wafers so that they eat and don't pass. Then get yourself some sinking pellets from aquaticarts.com, not sponsored. They're meant for some sort of crustacean, snail, anything that will eat them. Then to get your mini leaf and dwarf hair grass, I would go on Amazon. That's what I did. I got them for $8, 2 packages like this. Mini leaf do spill, so I put them in a little Ziploc. Then with the Java ferns off Amazon, you get the soil. I sprinkled the soil with every plant, just around every plant, to make sure that they get enough, just in case they don't get enough from this. Then I would make sure that you have, if you're a traveler, you leave, ski, whatever, in the winter, grab yourself some sinking sort of multi-day things. Make sure your fish get fed, or grab yourself an automatic feeder. Then get yourself, just to double check, make sure I didn't already say this, get yourself some easy strips. Takes 5 minutes max to test. Does ammonia, nitrates, pH, everything. Then get yourself some AquaSafe Plus. AquaSafe Plus again. Oops. Then get yourself some Easy Balance Plus. definitely some safe start. Safe start is the key if you want to get fish. If you want to have just a plain plant tank, don't get safe start. And again, just gonna mention, I don't know if I already did or not, I forget. This is a 10-minute video so far. I would get fisherman's cloth. You could pick them up at bait shops. I'm guessing maybe a few aquariums might sell them, but definitely pick up one of those. Then you definitely want to have, if you have a hang on the back filter, always grab yourself some sponge, maybe something like that or like this. Stuff it behind the filter so that it's always tilted forward. That way you don't have it leak down the wall, destroy your wall, or if it's a centerpiece of the room, you don't want it to drip on the floor. And if you have an older Aquarium filter, get these filter cartridges. It's a title barb if you're wondering. But always have a backup filter. Always, always, always. Make sure it's the right gallon size for you. And yeah, that's it. But for placement for beginners, I would go with some sort of tetra, maybe neon or cardinal tetras. Look best in a planted aquarium. But if you have red root floaters, definitely get something like cherry shrimp. Cherry shrimp, yeah, they stick to the floaters. I don't have them yet. They stick to the floaters. They kind of blend in with the roots. That's why they're called red root floaters. Then if you ever get a coolie loach, make sure you have something like a hawthorn or some sort of cave or some sort of gully, some sort of thick carpeting even for them to hide in, because they're very hidey, they're nocturnal. And for corridors, make sure that they have an open bottom or some sort of splotchy carpeting like I have. Make sure that they have even some sort of bottom to find food, because if it's in the plant and you have corridors and coolie loaches, they're not gonna, only the loaches will find them. If you have some sort of pleco, like a clown pleco for this tank, always grab mini wafers. Always, always, always. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I would love to be, but always grab algae wafers. You never want your fish to die. And I think that's it. But always have, just rewatch this video if you're unclear about anything. Then I'll try to go with real decorations. I used to use acrylic decorations like that, and like this. But I find that it can hurt softer scaled fish or betta fish, for example. It can clip their fins. And if you do have a betta fish, there's something called Amazon. There's something on Amazon with a silk plant sucker cup. You stick them to your glass. The betta fish can rest on them. Then there are these also, like, they're sort of like these stones, but they have suction cups and clear. You stick the plant in it, and it's like up on the wall. Like you can have mini leaf in here on the wall, so that it looks like a sort of like a riverbank, like a stiff riverbank. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and please hit that like and subscribe, please.